Hello and welcome to today's edition of Political Voice. I am Kayla Abraham. Well, there's a lot happening in the political space in Nigeria, but we have two stories we are tracking today. First, we'll discuss about the latest development emerging from Rivers State. Also, we'll take a look at APGA's ex-national chairman's take on next presidential election and the state of politics. Now joining us here in the studio to discuss this is Barrister Darlington Agamwo, a social and political critic and a lawyer. You're welcome to Political Voice this evening, Barrister.
Good evening, Kayla, and how are you today?
Doing well. Thank you very much for joining us, Barrister. Virtually, we have Dr. Hassan Sadiq, a security expert and a political analyst, joining us shortly. Well, but before we get right into the stories, let's take a global overview of happenings around the world. Yesterday's resolution demanded that personal sanctions be imposed on billionaire politician Bidzina Ivan Vinci for his role in the deterioration of the political process in Georgia, as well as for pivoting towards Russia and away from the West. Often described as Georgia's informal ruler, Ivan Shivis founded the ruling Georgia Dream Party in 2012 after having made his fortune in Russia in the 1990s. He briefly served as Georgia's prime minister in 2012 to 2013 before stepping down and taking a backseat in public life. But after another brief stint as party chairman, he returned to frontline politics as Georgian Dream's honorary chair in December 2023 and is now the party's top candidate for parliamentary elections due to be held later this month. Critics accuse Ivan Shivis' Georgian Dream of becoming increasingly authoritarian and aligned with Moscow. The European Parliament's resolution criticized a raft of recent legal changes in Georgia that members of the European Parliament MEPs claim represent evidence of democratic backsliding, describing the measures as tools used by the Georgian government to stifle free expression, restrict civil society, and target minorities. It also called for a freeze on all EU funding to Georgia until the Georgian government repeals what MEPs describe as the undemocratic laws it has recently introduced. In Africa, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation GBC has hosted an event featuring Emeritus Professor Guy Bolger from Rhodes University in South Africa, who advocated for independent and multi-sectoral regulation of big tech companies to enhance data transparency and information management. This initiative aims to ensure clean elections on December 7. Professor Berger emphasized the need for a regulatory body comprising experts with relevant knowledge in the field. He highlighted the importance of addressing the threat of misinformation and disinformation prevalent in social media, which currently faces minimal regulation. He stressed that implementing measures to promote a healthy ecosystem for the upcoming general elections in the era of the Internet and artificial intelligence is crucial. In his remarks, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation Director General Professor Amin Al-Hassan announced that the national broadcaster would provide equal access to all political parties certified by the Electoral Commission, while also offering media spaces for sale to interested parties beyond the free access. We'll now go on a short break, and when we return, we'll get right into today's topics of discussion. Stay tuned. Glad to have you back on Political Voice this evening. Now to our first topic of discussion. The internal conflict within the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has deepened as the National Working Committee, NWC, led by Ilya Damagum, faces increasing pressure to sanction members opposing former Rivers State Governor and current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike. Reports reveal a significant division within the NWC, with factions either supporting the Wike or advocating for strict adherence to the party's constitution. This rift threatens the stability of the PDP, particularly as tensions escalate regarding the Rivers State PDP congresses. Sources indicate that an emergency meeting has been called to consider the suspension of members labeled as anti-Wike. These individuals have been outspoken about the importance of following party regulations putting them at odds with Wike supporters. The resistance from this faction is hindering efforts to consolidate PDP control in Rivers State, particularly ahead of the 2027 general elections. Concerns have emerged about that a political figure is allegedly influencing certain NWC members to push for the suspension of those critical of Wike. While specific names of those targeted for the suspension remain undisclosed, insiders stress that no legitimate offences have been identified against them aside from their differing opinions. In related news, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has upheld a previous ruling by the Federal High Court which annulled the passage of Rivers State's 800 billion naira budget for 2024. Additionally, the Court of Appeal has confirmed Amaehwule as a legitimate Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Now, Barrister Darlington, well, there's a lot going on from the PDP to Rivers State and the Rivers State, we can't call him the former Speaker of the House of Assembly because now he's been affirmed as the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Amaehwule, and the other lawmakers. Well, this has been the crisis in the PDP, happening within the PDP, and we can see that it's not going anywhere. It's not going away anytime soon because we are seeing some members in the NWC going against other members in the PDP that are anti-Wike. Well, Barrister, the Wike influence is looming large everywhere, and more so in the PDP. Now, the talk of the NWC meeting to suspend or discipline anti-Wike members. I mean, should this be the focus of the PDP at the time with the 2027 elections drawing there?
Kayla, it is very unfortunate, seriously. This is one of the reasons why we are saying that there should be strong institutions and not strong men. And the strong men you see in the Nigerian political space are those who have stolen our money. That's the only thing that makes them strong, nothing else. It's not as if they are so powerful physically or that they have intellectual wherewithal or that they are so educated that they know more than every other person. No. It's just that they had access to the corridors of power, and with it, they stole a lot of money. And with that money now, they are compromising everything and everybody. It's as simple as that. If not, who was Wike before he became the governor of Rivers State? Who was he? As you say, yes, he came into office with a lot of money. If somebody like Dangote were to contest election today and become a governor or whatever, nobody will raise eyebrow because he had money as the richest man in Africa. Nobody here. But how come these people who were practically nothing before they enter into office, the moment they get into office, they became so big and so arrogant because of the amount of money they have amassed. So I don't see that matter going away soon because this man have used a lot of money to compromise a lot of people. There's no two ways about it because for you to ask somebody to do your bidding, you must be paying the piper.
Barrister, many people have come out to say that the national chairman of the PDP, that's the person of Damagum, is a mole who end up destroying the party with what transpired in the Rivers State Congresses where Governor Fubara lost out. Well, do you think that the present NWC has what it takes to reposition the party?
From what is going on now, if they don't discipline Wike or set him out of PDP, they will not make any headway.
I don't think the discipline Wike is an option right now because they're going at members that are against Wike.
Yeah, they want to punish those who are opposing Wike.
Yes, without legitimate offences as well.
Yes, that will tell you that compromises have happened here and there. And they don't. In fact, PDP don't have a chairman. A chairman that wants to grow that party. A chairman that means well for PDP. A chairman that wants to lead PDP into 2027 political electoral battle will not behave in this manner. Will not, because we can have deliberately divided that party into those who are for him and those who are against him. And I don't see how they are going to make any headway with this kind of behavior.
Barrister, Wike has been accused of anti-party activities.
Very obvious.
We see him right now on opposition party's administration with a ministerial position. And the focus is at members against him. Do you think the PDP can win this battle or this crisis?
That is it. That is, you can imagine. That will tell you that something very deep is going on in PDP. Something very, very deep. Unfortunately, the founding fathers of PDP have left the party. That is why Wike is behaving like this. I'm telling you.
And you think if they were there, they would have done something about it?
I'm telling you, he won't even dare. He won't dare. He had looked around, you know. He had used the money he has stolen from, alleged to have stolen from River State to be doing what he's doing. Because he couldn't have been doing all these things with empty hand now. He couldn't. He had boasted how he bought form for everybody in River State.
Yes.
Where did he get the money? Well, there are certain things that you will do or say, will know that this thing is obvious. You don't need to go to court to know whether somebody has stolen money or not. But what you have done and what you have said, we know that this money is not from you. That means you have made a lot of money from river people, and you are using it now to do all this thing you are doing. Is that how democracy is run? That is the issue. So, except the EFCC now go into Wike, probe his administration in River State, and let us find out. Because it is said in my play that whenever a deity becomes too troublesome, it is reminded of a tree that carved it. People should find out what is giving Wike this impetus. The financial watches he has kept somewhere, where did he get the money? Because he need the money to be doing what he's doing now. So who gave him that money? How did he get it? Except you do all these things, Wike will continue to behave like a god.
All right.
And you and I know that he's not a god.
Okay. Well, we have Dr. Hassan Sadiq now with us, a security expert and political analyst. You're welcome to Political Voice this evening, Dr. Sadiq.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Dr. Sadiq, we're speaking of the PDP and the NWC and the PDP ostracizing some members going against the current minister of the FCT in some Wike. Now, we're talking about 2027 right now because that's the talk of most political parties, and you know that's what they're looking forward to. The PDP, we've seen the internal crisis that have bedeviled the PDP for some time now, and instead of looking for ways to bring all warring factions together, I mean, there's this talk of ostracizing some members who have called for the supremacy of the party constitution. Is that a sign of sound leadership in the party? Dr. Sadiq, are you there? All right. Seems we're experiencing some technical glitches with Dr. Sadiq. Hopefully he joins us shortly. Well, Barrister, well, you're saying some things.
Yes. Except, look, the leadership of PDP, whatever is left of them, they should summon the political will, the courage to do the needful. If not, this man will continue to do what he's doing. It sounds so funny. I've never seen this kind of thing in my life, where one man will be in two political parties at the same time. And somebody said he's not anti-party. I don't understand. Where is it done? Where is it done? It sounds so funny. So, except the PDP rise up. In fact, that man is going to bury them. You make PDP as a party. Wike is going to bury PDP as a party. The signs are there. The signs are very, very obvious.
Barrister, there is also a talk of, like I just said now, I'm going to reiterate it. There's a talk of ostracizing some members who have called for the supremacy of the party's constitution. What do you make of that?
That is the way to go. They have a constitution. Those who are committed infractions against this constitution, they should be dealt with. If not, there is no need to have a constitution. That constitution is like a guide to everybody. Why is the Wike flouting it? Why is he flouting it and people just left him? I mean, it's so fun. Did he use jazz on them? I mean, whoever, even if they are hypnotized, is it to the extent that they don't know their left or their right? He will install this person. He will install this person. He will install this just for his own selfish interest. And nobody is saying, no, this is wrong. And then the people now that are saying, look, this man must be called to order. You now want to sanction them. If they don't know what to do, there's no problem. When the chiefs are down, let me see what they will do. And let me tell PDP, if they kill their party, if they bury their party, APC will not welcome them. The They will become extinct.
All right, Barrister, quickly,
I'm telling you, they'll become extinct in Nigeria.
Barrister, I would love you to hold your thoughts. We have Dr. Hassan Sadiq joining us again. Well, you're welcome again, Dr. Sadiq, to Political Voice.
For having me.
All right, Dr. Hassan, I believe you have an understanding of the conversation and the discussion going on right now. First of all, what do you make of this situation in the PDP, looking at the fact that 2027 elections is, whether you like it or not, it's around the corner and it's being talked about in most parties. What do you make of the PDP taking such action against certain members who are going against the current Minister of the FCT, who is Nyesom Wike?
Thank you for having me. Wike has tactically destroyed the party to a large extent by making sure that whoever is going to be the chairman, who is going to answerable to him, on that level, whatever he wants, it goes through. This one is very clear. Just as my colleague said here, with the day he hypnotized, Wike hypnotized them with money, because Wike has gathered so much money that it can spend the money the way he wants and he will get his way out. If Wike claimed that he loved the PDP, how can he now refuse PDP in the River State not to fill the local government chairman? So it is because that Fubara has now taken over, is now looking at it, is losing his ground again at the local level, is now seeing what he can do at the national level. So the actions that they are now planning to take against him is, to me, it is overdue. These actions supposed to have been taken on Wike for a very long time. But simply because of the person he put there, that person continued to protect him, even if respectively they knew what he's doing is wrong. They continue to protect him. That is why up to now, such action has not been. To me, Wike is supposed to be expelled from the party since, because we knew how he made sure that APC won the presidential elections in River State as against the PDP, where he claimed that brought him into power. Remember when Wike during Jonathan, how he was during Buhari regime, how he's condemning APC, that APC is a failure, APC cannot do anything. How can somebody say he want to take over from where Buhari has stopped? That is a complete failure. That same Wike went and supported PDP as against APC, just to make sure, as against PDP, just to make sure that the APC have his way in River State. And today, he became the Minister of FCT, and he continued fighting even his own state and other APC, PDP states to make sure he destroyed the party. If you are not dancing to his tone, you are a goner. So to me, Wike cannot continue to holding everybody to ransom. It is long overdue for them to remove it. As my friend here said, it is because the founder of the party are no longer in the party. That is what gives Wike this impetus, the way he's behaving today, and nobody can call him to order. So it is time for them, the National Working Committee, the people that are the Central Working, to come together and look at it. How can they clip the wings of Wike so that the party can be able to...
Dr. Sadiq, they are not clearing Wike. They are going against members that are against Wike's opinions and his...
That is what I'm saying. That yes, they have to come, and if Wike is still there, this will continue. But first of all, they should try to remove Wike first.
Okay. Okay, now...
Yeah, because if they remove Wike or suspend him, then these people are no longer... Who are they going to fight for? Because Wike's idea is to destroy PDP before 2007. So that PDP has nothing to hold on to.
Okay.
Because you all know again, Wike has hold on to some level of judiciary in Nigeria today. So it is time for them to sit down critically and strategize. How can they be able to remove this truth that is causing mayhem in PDP? So that PDP, virtually we don't have any opposition party today. And that is why you can now see APC can do anything, whatever they like, because nobody is asking them questions on the political level.
Yeah,
this is the problem.
Speaking of that, Dr. Sadiq, in the early days of PDP, the Governors Forum wielded a lot of power and influence, such that they could remove the national chairman and even sack NWCs. However, I mean, the present day seems different. It's like the governors are not singing the same tune. Rather, what should be the role of governors, the PDP governors, in this present turmoil?
Because most of the PDP today who are governors, Wike finance their elections. Look at Fintiri of
Adamawa.
Adamawa State,
Yes.
who was a boy to Atiku. Now he has back to the side of Wike. Sif Mufwank of Plateau State is also on the side of Wike. Before we now go to Southwest. So these are how Wike did it. Look at what Wike did in Edo State elections. Simply because of the outgoing governor, then he supported APC to win that elections. So this is the Wike card. It is glaring, it is known to everybody. It is not hiding. So this is why those governors are even supporting Wike. And if we are going against Wike, they will come after you. They will not support you. It is time for the party leadership to come together and look at it critically. How can they be able to pull Wike out? Otherwise, they will continue having.
All right. Thank you for that one, Dr. Hassan Sadiq. Well, before we move into the River State situation going on, which involves Wike, what does this portend in all of this? How do you think the PDP can really get out of this situation? Like, aside from the fact that Dr. Hassan Sadiq has said they need to take Wike out. Well, it looks like Wike, like we've had guests on the show severally say, Wike is basically the financier of this party. So I feel that's why they can't even speak up to him and talk to him about his anti-party activities and many more. What do you think the PDP should do at the moment? There are also beliefs, and some analysts have come out to say they feel that even the chairman is also loyal to Wike, the party chairman, Damagum, so he can't even do much, and likewise some NWC members. So how do you think the PDP can finally come to a place and they would agree all together?
Now, the first thing is to bring EFCC. Let them probe Wike's tenure in River State. It will help us to find out where his source of funds are coming from. All this money he's using to finance this and that, we should find out where he's getting this money. It's very important. Maybe by the time we now, touch his source of finance, it may quieten him. Because he cannot do all this thing without financing anybody. It's not possible. It's all about money. That's why I told you here that the strong men you have today are men who have stolen money from Nigerian coffers. Nothing else. Nothing else. That's why I told you here that monkey clever. Now, when the trees are together.
Barrister, we've seen this man openly threaten PDP governors, stating he will put fire to their state.
Yes.
And nobody is speaking up and nobody is taking any form of action.
Exactly. This is, in fact, the arrogance of Wike have moved from party to national. This man is threatening the nascent democracy we have. By his actions and utterances, he's causing a lot of heat in the polity. And that will not augur well for our democracy. That is the reason why I was thinking that by now, Tinubu should have done something about this man. It's not about your selfish interest. It's all about Nigeria. Kela, go and check. All these other people from ECOWAS region who left the ECOWAS stole and who are being by military junta. It's because of election. It's because of the arrogance of politicians. They can't stomach it. You cannot tell me that what is going on in Nigeria today, that even the military are happy with it. This man will cause us problems. The earlier we do away with him, the better. Because some people are somewhere watching and see what is going on. What kind of politics, what kind of democracy is this? Where one or two persons will now become God. They will now decide who will eat and who will not eat. Who will get appointment, who will not get appointment. When we can have peace and who will not have peace. Can you imagine Wike threatening River State that the only condition for peace to reign in River State? Can you imagine? Who is he? All this arrogant behavior. Are you telling me that every Nigerian are happy with it? Can't this thing cause problem for us? No, tell me. Are you telling me that if tomorrow night you hear all those people that sing early in the morning, you will be surprised? They will not tell you the ministry should not intervene. These are the things that cause problems. Go and check. Even in the First Republic, what truncated it was it not the arrogance of these politicians?
Barrister.
When they will not listen and do the right thing. This particular weekend, this thing is doing now. If we allow him, do you think that this democracy will last? Will it last? If we allow somebody like Wike, if he continue to do this now, and somehow he managed to become president of Nigeria, what do you think will happen?
Barrister, that's the question on the lips of many Nigerians. Now, speaking of Rivers, let's move into Rivers quickly. The Court of Appeal has upheld the February judgment of the Federal High Court that the Rivers State 2024 budget passed by 4 lawmakers was illegal. And the Court of Appeal also recognized Martin Amaehwule as the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. Now, Barrister, the battle for the soul of River State is far from over with this Court of Appeal judgment on the 2024 budget and the authentic Speaker of the House. Let me just ask this question on a lighter note. Has Wike won this one?
He has not won because it is one thing for you to pass a judgment and then for that judgment to become effective. Whatever judgment the court is passing to favor Wike, it does not hold water. Because the court knows that this thing they say it cannot happen. Because these people defected, they made it clear. There are evidence that they defected to APC. Why will you not say that? Are you forcing them? In fact, I've never heard of this before. That the God will give you prayer that you don't ask for. Can you just imagine? When the people defected, what were they thinking? Because Wike told them to defect. And they defect without thinking of the repercussion. Now they are using the same court to say, okay, if they have not defected, what is their position now? What is their position presently? Are they in APC or are they in PDP? The court did not address that issue. So that's what I'm saying, that this particular judgment, is it implementable? Because the governor of the state, is he ready to work with them? You know it's not possible.
That's also a very big question. Let me direct that one to you, Dr. Sadiq. I mean, this judgment of the Court of Appeal recognizing Amaehwule as the speaker now, as the legitimate speaker of the State House of Assembly, what does this portend for Fubara moving forward?
To the government of Fubara. But having seen it again, the judgment is also too late because the budget that they were talking about has gone far to the 3rd quarter of implementation.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
If not thinking of even supplementary budget into that state. So the money that the governor has spent in the project that people are saying, are you now going to say you want to reverse it?
I wonder.
Or the salary has been paid so far out of the budget, you should now go and return the salary back to the coffers of the government, then pass the new budget. So just as he said, I don't know when the court starts awarding what you did not ask for. So if we are not careful, it will truncate our democracy.
Exactly.
This is what led to the First Republic coup in First Republic. The first coup in 1966. This is what happened.
Dr. Sadiq,
people should be able to know that, look, Nigeria, it is bigger than them.
Dr. Sadiq, you mentioned...
Yes.
Dr. Sadiq, let me just interject quickly there. You mentioned that the judgment is actually too late because the 2024 budget has already taken effect even into the 3rd quarter. You also do recall that the State House of Assembly led by Victor Okojumbo and Rivers screened and confirmed commissioners in the state who are presently working. So what becomes the fate of these commissioners now that, Martin Amaehwule is being confirmed as the State House of Assembly Speaker? Will they go back to status quo?
Yes, but no, because they will now go for appeal.
So you see this matter going all the way to the Supreme Court?
They'll still go to appeal. But the point here is that if we are talking of the elections of those other candidates who are now want to come back, that is quite different. If at the end of the day, then the Supreme Court, because the matter will definitely get to Supreme Court, and the case is against Fubara, fine, we'll now look at it. How can these people now come back again? But the budget issue here is the one that the budget has gone far. How the judge now think that that budget, it should be nullified? Are they coming out to submit? What of the implementation and executions of those budgets? So these are the things that the judge is supposed to have put into considerations before this. Because they too, the judgment now is creating more anarchy and problem in the state. This is the problem.
That is why I said it in earlier on other discussions, that Wike has gone far holding on to also judiciary. You can see the other judgment in terms of conducting the elections, where the court is now saying that police should not be there, DSS should not be there. I've never had where the court is now saying the court is the one now directing IG, the police, don't to be there. When ideally the essence of this security agency is for peace and security. And we also know in the whole country that everybody is yearning for a better local government council that will support the grassroots. Whereby the Supreme Court now give that judgment. The judge too is aware that the whole country today, we are crying that the local government has been destroyed by the governors. We want an independent local government. And
Dr.
now
Sadiq,
we are now giving the judgment, it should not conducted it. You can see that there's a lot of controversy in our political space, judiciary, and everything here. That is why before the elections, I said Fubara should continue and conduct the elections.
Dr. Sadiq, finally, quickly on this topic before we move on to the next topic of discussion. Yes. With the back and forth and the crisis, conflicts happening every day in Rivers State, especially with this particular judgment by the Court of Appeal, how is this going to affect or won't this affect the development in the state moving forward?
No, definitely there will be chaos. Because if the governor is planning this, you now see a due judgment. If you watch now, the governor hold on to state judiciary. Why do Wike hold on to federal judiciary? They've divided judiciary now into two. So what I can advise here, as the case might come, then the governor should thinking of a strategy to counter it. So that he can continue governing the space. But politically, let him take over the local structure. And I keep on saying it, let it be part of his strategy. As soon as we are going to 2027, he should ban Wike not to enter Rivers State for insecurity.
All right. Thank you very much.
And I think we are getting to that level.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Sadiq. Barrister Darlington, your final thoughts. I would have asked a question because you're the lawyer here and it will help us understand things better, especially with certain things noted by the Court of Appeal. But due to time not being on our side, I will just take your final thoughts on the situation in Rivers State.
In summary, the court should not be used. The court should not allow themselves to be used. Kela, some of us are, in fact, we are seriously embarrassed by what is coming from our court, especially Federal High Court. Federal High Court, for God's sake. And some particular judges, some particular judges who are interested in Rivers matter, always favoring Wike, even when it is clear and obvious to everybody that this thing is wrong. They will go to, in order to please Wike. Why? Look at the judge. He's saying that a budget that are 2 months to the end of the year. He said they should go and retro. For what? Is it possible? What kind of judge is saying this, for God's sake? Right. He didn't consider so many things. By the way, these people that defected, why is it that the judges have not said, no, you defected willingly on your own? Why are you now saying that you are, I mean, what does that tell you? Section 109 of our Constitution is very clear on this matter. You mean the judge does not know about it? This is why I keep saying that something is wrong somewhere. Seriously. I have never seen this kind of aberration in our political space. And it's happening under this dispensation. And Tinubu just kept quiet. Tinubu just kept quiet. After seeing what Wike is doing, he just kept quiet.
All right, Barrister. Well, thank you very much for your final thoughts and topic of discussion. Now, moving on to the second topic of discussion this evening. Amaehwule, former national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, stated that President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027 is almost certain given the current state of Nigeria's electoral management body. Oko emphasized Tinubu's political acumen, asserting that anyone believing he could lose the upcoming election is mistaken. In a recent interview, Oko, who is also a lawyer, discussed various topics including the recent governorship election in Edo State, the future of Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo within the APGA, and the President Tinubu's human rights record. He also commented on Federal Capital Territory in some Wike's recent remarks regarding potential unrest in the states governed by the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Now, Barrister, we're seeing this particular statement by the former national chairman of APGA, Chief Amaehwule. He also added that people had lost trust in INEC, citing the recent election in Edo and the continuous manipulation of the BVAS and IREV as clear indication that as things stand, nothing will change as per genuine result from polls. Well, in reality, with what happened in 2023 and now in INEC, in the opposition parties, do you think that anyone can stop the president in 2027?
Please, people should stop this accolade. People should start giving people undeserved victory over nothing. I don't like when people talk, they say Tinubu is a master strategist, Tinubu is this. Since he came into office, please, have we seen this master strategist in him? At least if you're a very good administrator, let us see it in your office. Why is it that people don't left the real issue and they are chasing shadows? How long can you continue to praise Tinubu when in the actual sense I didn't see anything? Every time he's a politician, he's a master strategist, he knows acumen. Which acumen? He's in office now over 1 year. What are we getting from him? Please, somebody should tell me. Where is this so-called master strategy that people are praising Tinubu for?
Barrister, but he also criticized our electoral body, saying that it's been balkanized. I mean, he's talking about the fact that with the electoral body and the electoral process that we practice right now in Nigeria, he doesn't believe that anything can be done to stop the president from emerging in 2027.
Good. That is the defeatist approach. That means you have surrendered completely. You have surrendered. So how can we move forward? You can imagine. You can imagine a man, because he was a former ABGA chairman, Abi. Now maybe he's thinking of going to APC with what he's saying now. From that statement now, go and check. Maybe somebody talking to him behind closed door to come over.
Okay.
Yes, now.
Okay.
When they start talking like this, it's not for nothing, no. Go and check. They are praising tribunal, praising whatever. Instead of calling out those who are destroying our democracy, instead of calling them out, instead of criticizing them, you are now praising them again that 2027 is a done deal. What kind of done deal is that? Right. Are you telling me that every Nigerian is going to vote for APC because of Tinubu? I don't get it. You should be saying that in a free and fair election, can Tinubu win an election? In a free and fair election, can Tinubu win an election? That's the question Nigeria should be asking. Instead of telling us he's going to win. If you win by crook, is that victory?
All right.
Kela, you remember when they go to this international sports event, if they discover that any athlete use the performance-enhancing drug to run more than others or to outperform others, after the exercise, they are going to test all of them.
Yes.
And when they discover that there is a substance in your body that gave you that power, they will strip you of whatever you have won now. In Tunisia, just recently, a presidential candidate was sent to jail because he presented the forged certificate.
Yes.
Sent to jail. Yeah, we condone it. And we are praising those who did it. We condone it. And we are praising those. So how can you move forward as a nation? Look at where Nigeria is now.
All right.
We are coming last on everything now, from number 1 to number 4. Everything about. Is it not because of this type of administrative aberrations? And you are praising it. Telling us to do. Instead of you to say, no, this is what happened in 2027. We must stop it somewhere.
All right. Dr. Sadiq, I believe you're still there with us. Now, Nigerians hailed the introduction of BVAS and IREV as, I was saying, called the bomb. And they trooped out en masse to vote in 2023. I mean, we saw the active participation of the Gen Zs in the 2023 general election. But after that, we saw INEC and the courts getting involved and upholding the result. With all of that, it made most Nigerians lose hope. What does it look, or why does it look so impossible to conduct genuine elections in Nigeria? And why can the system be rejigged in such a way as to get the results announced directly at the polling units?
First of all, we should understand that an average Nigerian is criminally minded from top to bottom. Now, if you now take the political elite, who are the political class, 99% of them are highly corrupt, milking the nations in one way or the other. Because of these endemic corruptions in our system, that is why you see that we cannot do anything right. India, which is the biggest democracy in the world, you've never heard that they went to court over elections, maneuver, and all that.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
I keep on asking, why, if you don't have money, if you slot in your ATM into ATM machine, you reject it? Because the machine has been programmed. If you don't have money, it can't give you anything. These are simple technology that people have devised in the world. Today, you even have a POS that will just swipe your ATM. You don't need to put in your PIN number. We are still here dragging IRF, this one, this. These are things that are supposed to facilitate the easy way of doing things to become more better and perfect and to have perfectionists. But it is the attitude of our people. That's why I keep on saying, you can be a professor, but your character is zero. Why you have somebody who does not have that academic acquisitions, it is the best in character. So today, our character is off record. That is why in every aspect we found ourselves, we fail.
Dr. Sadiq, the last word has not been heard on the Edo off-cycle governorship election with the demonstration of the Edo women in INEC headquarters in Abuja and the anonymous revelation of an INEC staff, or you do recall how an INEC staff, an anonymous INEC staff revealed that they were threatening to manipulate results and the result portal during the elections. I mean, if this continues, will any hope be inspired before 2027?
Well, to me, I will not say there's no hope. That is why those who will tell you that Tinubu will come back, I just look at it as a poverty mentality. Tinubu profile has fallen below before he came in there now. If we go into polls today, Tinubu will fail completely. I don't know who is going to give him the vote.
I wonder.
So if anybody come and tell you, say, Tinubu will win, it's a master strategy. Use that strategy in economy and security, then we will now call you a master stroke. You don't have it. All the idea you know is how to amass wealth to yourself. Simple as ABC.
Exactly.
A pastor has said it in Ghana, that Nigerian leaders are dumb, that all they know is how to steal money. That is all. But Nigerian people are brilliant people.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Even pray that one day Nigeria should be rejected all over the world so that we can come back home and think well.
Well, speaking.
So I don't see Tinubu winning in 2027. I don't see it at all.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Sadiq. Because of time, I'll take that as your final thoughts. Thank you very much. Finally, Barrister Darlington, he spoke about the fact that even a politician in Ghana mentioned that our leaders are dumb and we're brilliant. But now, see, Nigerians feel a sense of being captured and unable to resist the daily barrage of challenges. We are seeing the fuel price that has skyrocketed again, or we're seeing economic hardship going higher. I mean, insecurity, cost of living, unemployment, and many more. Yet, when the time comes for demonstration, the will is not there. I mean, does this say something about who we are as a nation and Nigerians?
No, this is not who we are. It is the handwork of politicians who will always go and take the gullible ones among us and use them for their own selfish interests. It's as simple as that. You saw what happened during that election when some people who don't even know what is at stake, they don't even know why they were, fighting for politicians in Lagos, telling the Igbos not to come out and vote. I'm sure today they are regretting it. That is it. You won't know when you are being used. I am sure those people who did that thing in 2023, they are all gnashing their teeth now. They'll be asking, so this is what these people are using us for. Maybe when they finish with one person, they will now look for another group of persons. Now they are calling our youth to come to Abuja so that they prepare them for another hatchet job, which they are going to do for them. It's as simple as that. They use and dump. When you are becoming too resistant or too wide, they will drop you and look for another gullible fellow. That's what they are doing with our youth. So anybody telling you that they want to better your life with this kind of behavior is a lie. Except you stand up and say, no, let the right thing be done so that my children and my children will have a better life.
But are we standing up?
Anytime you are going to US and you cannot to go and enjoy the good things there, it is leaders that made those things possible. It is leader, not spirits. In your own case, do you have a leader of that kind? They want to have all the money. Even the money that is meant for you, they will take it and keep it. Then when you are sick, you now come and borrow the money. They will give you something. Then you be praising God. One fool and calling you. They gave us. Which is your money. Your money. So the day Nigerians will realize whether you are from Enugu, you are from Sokoto, you are from Lagos State here, that day this politician will know that the game is up. And it may not happen so easily. That's why we're saying it. They should not allow revolution to happen here.
Okay.
Go and check the revolution that happened in Russia and in France. It was all about what? Hunger. Go and check. It was hunger. People had sheep. People got tired. Meanwhile, their leaders were living large. Which time we point out this, nobody will listen to us until it happens. And I know it will definitely happen if people are not careful.
All right, Barrister. Well, thank you very much for that one. Due to time, I will take that as your final thoughts. Well, this is where we draw the curtain in Political Voice today. Many thanks for joining me in Political Voice today, Barrister Darlington Agonwo.
Thank you, Kela.
You're very welcome. And Dr. Hassan Sadiq, thank you for joining me virtually.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, that is all we can take on Political Voice today. Do not forget to follow us on social media at VOPTV Live and on YouTube with Voice of the People TV. Many thanks for watching. I'm Kayla Abraham.